Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Slime. This week we have a YouTube exclusive episode where we're going to be doing some slime movie news, a slime movie news week. So, joined by Diego, as always.
Hey, everybody.
So, the big story on the block, the past couple weeks is Barbie and Oppenheimer are releasing next week, July 21st, and they're both releasing on the same day. And what really made me want to talk about this is because multiple sources, journalists, media outlets are trying to talk to Christopher Nolan about Barbie, and he's just like, don't ask me about it. He doesn't want to talk about it. He's pretty upset. He's a little salty. So I thought that was pretty funny. But I shared a video with you. The lead actor, I think his name's Cillian Murphy. Maybe pronouncing that wrong, but he's ecstatic. So
Well, I kind of see his point
yeah,
after watching the video. I mean, like, there's a lot of cross promotion. It doesn't seem to be hurting the seriousness of Oppenheimer right now. And honestly, the movie business needs this. And if both these
yeah,
movies turn out to be really good and make a lot of money, that would be nice. And I
yeah,
think they're not totally off the beaten path as what Hollywood's been doing, but I think if they would be a step in the right direction
yeah.
if they were to become successful. So I'm kind of rooting for these movies. And I don't know. I do get the point though that releasing them on the same day could hurt sales
Well,
for
yeah,
one of them.
because like if one of these movies doesn't do well because of the other, the actor's wage isn't affected by that, so they don't really care. Um, but I'm sure Christopher Nolan's pay will be affected by however much money this movie pulls in, or maybe not. Maybe he's paid. I don't really understand or know how directors, producers are paid, if they have a set salary or if that depends on how well the movie does.
Well, it depends like if he's invested his own money into the movie, which
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to imagine
Which
he
very well
does.
could be the case, and
Yeah.
that's why. But like I agree with you. I think it's great to have two huge films, or it's going to be a huge weekend for cinema and going to the movies. And this summer has been shaping up pretty well in terms of movies. So I mean I think it's great. Like people have options, like families and whatnot can go see Barbie, and people who want something a little more serious, those cinema buffs, they can go check out Oppenheimer. Like I don't see anything wrong with having options.
You'd like to think that they both have their own separate audiences and that they
I
could
think
both
so.
do well on their own merits. But at the
Yeah,
same time, I could see one of them maybe suffering thanks to the competition, just because
yeah,
I can understand that worry because lately it's just been it seems like a lot of flops and then every now and then just
yeah,
one big hit that seems to knock it out of the park. Spider-Verse being the one most recent
yeah,
in most recent memory, right? And then we were just talking about Indiana Jones, which that seems like the norm now,
yeah.
just kind of like flop after flop. You look at even studios that were on a almost perfect run like Pixar are now struggling. Like their movies
I
are
think the budgets are too
not
high.
doing well. Yeah,
Like they have hundreds of millions-dollar budget and they make good money in the theater, but it's not good money considering how much they put into the movie. I think they got to lower these budgets and make the movies more profitable.
but the budgets being too high has been a problem for a long time now, and
Yeah.
I think now it's just something different. I think people are just getting tired of the style of movie that's being made now more than anything else. Because look, we had high budgets like 7 years ago. You would still have like multiple hits a
Yeah.
year, and a lot of big movies.
I think the money went to better use back then.
And I also think now it's too late in the theater context. If we're talking theater is going to be the biggest form of income, people don't want to pay to go see a low budget movie in a theater. A lot of people don't want to do that now.
Yeah, it is the big names and the big actors and actresses that uh pull in viewers and whatnot. I mean, they got Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as the leads to this Barbie movie. Even a ton of other side characters like Michael Cera is in it, and half a dozen other big names are in this movie. And I mean, the same case with Oppenheimer. I mean, Robert Downey has a big role in it that I actually wanted to ask you about because, Robert Downey has kind of had that effect where he's seen as Iron Man, and it's a little more difficult for people to look at him as anyone other than Iron Man. And that could translate to him having a more difficult time finding work, the same effect as with, Johnny Depp. Everyone sees him as Jack Sparrow and whatnot, but it looks like he's doing some impressive work in Oppenheimer. Like, it looks dramatic and like a good turn for him.
He should have done this movie coming out of Marvel.
Yes, instead
I
of
think
Doolittle.
I think starring in something was a really bad idea because of the point you were just talking about, where
Yeah,
it's hard to really see him as something else, especially so close to it.
yeah,
And I think he's in more of a supporting role here,
yeah,
what it seems like, even though he is one of the stars in the movie, but he's not the main character. He's a
yeah.
bit more of a supporting role, and I think that's better. I think that'll help
I
people
agree.
separate him from Iron Man a bit more. And then if this movie does well, and let's say he puts in a great performance, which he could totally do, that gets a ton of recognition. Well, maybe now Robert Downey Jr. has a bit more, has opened the amount of roles he can get. Maybe will open up, and the amount of success he can attain.
Yeah. I'm excited to see him in it because he was almost unrecognizable in the trailers. I didn't catch that it was him. But Barbie is projected to do better, to
Oh, of
pull
course,
ahead in its release just because of it's just
brand
been,
recognition.
yes, exactly. And it's both of these movies have been talked about, and a lot of hype has been building for both of these movies for quite
They're
some time
connected.
now. Yeah, you told me about that. You want to here pitch this? Tell the viewers about this crazy Barbie Oppenheimer theory.
This is some chronically online shit.
It's fun
And
though.
this is videos as I'm playing in the background, doing other
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
I might not give the best explanation here, but lately there's been this whole conspiracy coming up about, what's glitter made from and who's buying all the glitter. And there's this big group of people buying glitter, but they keep it very top secret. And if you try to find out, you get stopped. And if getting around glitter farms are very top secret. And turns out it's used for a lot of they still don't know who's buying it, this one
Who's
company
buying
they're
all this
looking at.
glitter in mass quantities?
But if you know about what glitter was initially made for, it was shot out of the back of planes to throw off enemy radar.
Yeah.
And basically it's used in a ton of military material, and it's also used in Barbies. And glitter was also used in nuclear bombs. And this conspiracy has been gaining traction just recently, and these movies are coming out on the same day. So I think that's a nice connection.
Yeah,
And maybe the world ends when they come
yeah,
out.
maybe next week. So
This
everybody,
could be the last episode of The Slime.
all
You
those
never know.
movies you've been wanting to watch before you die, get them in before the Barbie comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's up with that? But yeah, that's just who knows. But that's a slight little silly connection you can make.
But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty great weekend for film. Two very different movies, something for everybody. The theaters are gonna make a killing. Especially coming off of the release of Indy and Transformers and Spider-Verse over the past month or two. Maybe one of the best or filled summers in film in like recent memory. Like, it's been a pretty, like, if you look at all these movies that have released in the last 2 to 3 months, it's been a very, very packed summer for film.
Yeah, but not the quality isn't
Not as
there.
many hits or like, yeah, right, but still lots to go see. So that's
Now just kind of feels like now almost feels like a sad time to me though. Not that I'm sad. It just kind of feels like even when let's say I was sort of getting sick of all this like 6 7 years ago, 5 years ago, but I was still into it for the most
yeah,
part. I don't want to end, but even then, even in 2018, 2019, when I really started to grow more weary of it, it still felt like a big thing. It still felt like a positive thing most
Yeah.
people were into. And last couple of years, it just felt like it's been going down in sales and in views. And now it just kind of feels like it's just kind of trudging along and kind of just churning out the last, scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. I mean, I
But there
remember, I
was just
think,
a hit, to be fair, with
yeah.
Spider-Verse. So,
Yeah.
but
And not everyone sees indie as a flop either. Like I was looking the critic scores kind of subpar, just below probably mediocre, but the audience reception of indie was pretty good. And that surprised me. I didn't really understand that. Is there just more people that are just content with action? Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
that I
I was
don't look at
shocked to see how well the audience has received indie.
I don't think it'll hold up. I don't think it'll have the same
No.
staying power that the other ones did. And reality is, if it even is a success box office wise, it's a success for an indie movie in 2023, and it's not what Disney needs right now to really get them back on top. It's not
Yeah.
making that kind of money, not making that kind of impact. I don't see this being a movie that gains a cult following over time, unless they somehow manage to make one worse. And
Yeah.
then in comparison, it ages really well. But
Last
other than that, I
week,
don't see it really taking off.
when we did the Dial of Destiny episode, the audience score was at 88, and it is still at 88. Tomato meter is at 69%, which is a bit more accurate, I'd say. Like, I bet our opinions on the movie probably add up to around somewhere mid 60s out of 100, probably.
Yeah, but I
Lower.
don't.
We tore that movie up. But
I
yeah.
I've seen a lot of negative criticism though. See, I'm shocked to
Yeah,
see
I
this
have
because
two. I have
my
two.
YouTube feed is full
Yeah.
of negative
People not
criticism, and
happy.
I don't know what that says about YouTube. I don't know what that says about my YouTube feed. I'm not trying to read into that.
But the thing is,
Uh,
people who make videos about movies are cinephiles, people who are obsessed with cinema, people who are obsessed with cinema enough to the point where they want to go make movies and podcasts about it, like us. So people who are a lot more tougher on the critique.
Not more picky as well.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like even with a lot of I don't know what to use what word. People who aren't as into it, I still feel like the movies
I
don't hold up as well for them. I feel like they don't go
yeah.
back to it as often, even though they won't say it's bad or whatever. I just feel like it's not one you end up going back to
Yeah.
a lot of the time. Uh, but I don't know. Hopefully, this upcoming weekend though, with two big movies on the same weekend, will be there.